because I may forget. Well, it will come. Just make sure you are not allowing your resistance to take over, meaning your ego, to stop you from processing certain things. I'm gonna give her a few more minutes, just.
I'm just going to get some water. I will.
Yeah,
I'm just sending you a message, just in case in private.
I did both.
I didn't receive anything.
Did you receive the WeTransfer?
Nope.
I did send it.
Unless it's in the spam, but
when I messaged you, I sent it to everyone.
That's what you said, but I don't know if it ended up. Did you send it from another account?
No, I sent from the WeTransfer as dominika@domart.co.uk.
To my Gmail. No, I haven't.
But
I was really surprised.
On the WeTransfer, is there like double B in your email address? Barbara B.
There is a double B in the middle, yes.
Yeah, so that was the correct one.
That is so strange.
Yeah. Hi, Yolanta.
Wait a minute.
Hi.
But it looked like it was opened, but I don't remember opening it. That is so strange.
There you go.
Wow. Okay, I'll get them now.
You have it.
Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
Okay. So is everyone having some fresh water, some place to relax, where you can comfortable lay your body for the hypnosis? Yeah. Okay. So before we start, just a quick, very basic recap on how the unhealed father's wounds will be manifesting in our lives. So on the last meeting, we mentioned that our mother and the relationship with our moms is responsible for building the relationship with ourselves and our internal world. Whereas with the father, it's all about the external world. How am I showing myself up to the world? How am I making myself visible with everything that I am, with my gifts, with my purpose? Father wounds, unhealed father wounds will also be definitely visible within the relationship with the masculine energy in general. It will be visible. It will be visible in our relationship to receiving, in our relationship with trusting that I can be provided for. I think Yolanda's here. Okay. So everything that is external and how we relate to this external world, how we even perceive ourselves in the world, what kind of perception on self we create, that's how the world will be perceiving us. So if we see ourselves as the not good enough, not worthy enough, not talented enough, not ready, in fact, for anything, and we create this kind of external perception of self, this is how the world will be perceiving us as well. If I am having issues in trusting that the universe can provide for me, that the masculine energy can provide for me, we will be experiencing issues in financial matters. We will be overworking ourselves, standing more in our own masculine energy as women, feeling constantly exhausted, tired, and not getting the results that we want to get. But most of all, what this healing is about, again, as it was last week, is to not only release those wounds for ourselves, because ultimately our father is the relationship with our father will be the relationship we have with our own masculine energy. So if I see my father as the abuser, as the weak one, as the one that could not meet the ends, as the one that wasn't making enough money, the same perception I will have about my own masculine energy and about other men potentially. So it is important to heal this relationship with father to a point where we can see our actual dad or the father figure in our lives as the king, as the best possible option we had uh, as the soul before incarnation to choose just this particular person to become the father or father figure in our lives. Okay. I know that you all did a lot of work. And I know that probably all of you heard about the ego perception versus the soul perception of the person, of the abuser, of the father, of the mother. But I'm going to quickly remind you what is the purpose of the most toughest lessons that usually our mom and dad will give us. But our ego perception is stopping us from fully understanding why we have actually chosen these two people as our parents or caretakers. And it goes like that. I'm going to try to be very quick because I know you have a lot of knowledge. Every single time when a soul chooses to incarnate again and is choosing the list of lessons that wish to go through in order to grow on a soul level, we definitely need people who will help us to go through certain experiences so we can learn from it, right? But additionally, during the time of this great awakening, what each soul that decided to participate in the awakening decided to go through was to not only take lessons as a purpose of my own soul growth, but we literally stood there looking at the ancestral lines, the whole family lines, and seeing everything that this specific family line, bloodline, didn't manage to release, and the karmic wheel are still very much in operation. So apart from my own growth that I want to go through as a soul, I am also taking all the lessons on my list that the ancestral line didn't manage to heal properly. Tick, okay, that was done. Okay. So the first thing that we need to acknowledge here is that whatever we went through with mom and dad was extra courageous, was was coming from love, from our love to this bloodline, for those people, for humanity, for the great awakening, because we knew that even if I'm gonna take 25 instead of 5 lessons, I am capable of transmuting that, of bringing everything back to love, because ultimately still every pain, every trauma, everything that has happened comes from love when we have a proper perception of it. So when we stood there and we took several lessons for my own growth and then to release the ancestral line from the karmic wheels, because into the higher dimensional reality, we can't take those baggages with us and it needs to be released. We gathered, and having this list, we start assigning people who will help us to go through certain experiences so those karmic wheels, those lessons can take place. And we all know that in order to experience light, we need to experience darkness, that we can only learn something if we first go through one polarity so we can then start experiencing different polarity. We can't know one polarity without the other polarity. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. And very often from the work that I do with my clients and from speaking to many people, we can all agree that most of the traumatic experiences, so this one polarity, took place for us in our childhood. But when we incarnated, we forgot about this great plan we had, and our ego very quickly kicked in, and the ego starts telling us, oh my God, now you are unworthy, and on top of that, your parents are monsters. And we continue with this perception, this distorted perception of self and our parents, and then suddenly the awakening happens. We have access to this beautiful knowledge, and thanks to this knowledge, we now know that the purpose of those experiences that we received from mom and dad often was so we could very quickly go through the negative polarity of certain thing. So once the awakening is alive within the collective, we're already gaining the perception on things and working through our heart and the Christ consciousness, the love consciousness, we can start releasing that. But a very emotional um aspect that always helped me personally with forgiveness and seeing what has truly happened is the moment when we as a soul are getting ready to incarnate, and we are signing all those contracts between each other. Yeah, so we are standing with the list, and there are those two beautiful souls who are signed to be our mom and dad, and they are looking at our list and they see that, "Ooh, wow, there's quite a lot." And they see that, okay, so I see you choose that one of your greatest growths, and the way, and once you transmute it, you'll be able to help many more people, is the lesson of being able to speak up for yourself, being able to see yourself as a gift to the world, being able to take your talents and gifts and go and share this with others. So, in order for you to fully go through this experience, someone first needs to take that away from you. And there is this mom and dad, but today we will focus on that. And there is this dad, and he says, okay, I see that your life purpose is to help women to connect with their sexuality, let's say, to connect with their bodies, to fully source from their womb spaces, to fully source from their creativity. Let me take that away from you. Now, let's be clear. I have a choice. I would love to choose a storyline for both of us where I will teach you how to ride a bike and I will teach you how to build the most amazing sandcastles on the beach. And I'll make sure that you will feel like the most beautiful princess that the world is awaiting. But your purpose and the growth that you have chosen is to be able to feel whole and find the wholeness inside of you and find the truth that you are the source of your happiness. You are the source of your worthiness. So, in order for me to take that away from you, I'm going to now sacrifice the idea of being the most gorgeous and loving dad because I see that you need this other negative experience for the purpose of your growth more than those sandcastles. And on a soul level, we both make sacrifices. Why? Out of love. Because when your dad's soul made that choice, he didn't make that choice out of ego because there is no ego on a soul level. He made this choice out of love. And the truth that he's seen, he perceived what you truly need on a soul level, not on the ego human level. And you, on the other hand, you made huge sacrifice by also agreeing that instead of having a healthy childhood, a healthy relationship, you wanted to help others to heal. But you can't help others to heal if you haven't gone through similar things. So you have chosen to go through similar pains, depending on what kind of mission you have chosen for yourself. So both decisions come from love. And this is always the perception I like to personally focus on now when I have this awareness, because obviously for most of my life I blamed. I was the judge. I was the one that was classifying my parents as the worst abusers ever. until I've understood that without those experiences, I would never be where I am right now. And shit, it's sometimes really still hard to release it all. Even like today during this massage, when I finally connected to the anger and I was just banging the bed and everything. Uh, of course, we need to allow the victim inside of us, to be released and all that. But isn't the moment of the growth greater always when we feel that, yes, I feel I've grown. I feel I'm wiser. And because of this wisdom, because of this massive step, this understanding, this awareness, I feel more free. I feel fulfilled. And it's up to you how you choose to perceive your personal stories in your life, your personal relationships with your mom and dad. I spoke to you last time about the forgiveness from the Christ consciousness, and we know for a fact that unless someone is fully forgiven and seen as an innocent, the karmic wheel will stay and they will cycle and cycle until someone will come into the line and say, no. And every one of us can do it. Not only the chosen, we all the same. But we are meeting in those little circles now to gain even more awareness and help ourselves to tap into those wounds which are still holding us back so we can transmute them and release them finally once and for all to gain our freedom, to gain the freedom for the line, for the bloodline, for the ancestral line, and for the others that are still to come, right? So today my intention for all of us, because I will be tapping and connecting with my higher self as well, is to be shown the most prominent and the most vocal energies within us that are asking us to be released, that are asking us for our attention and are nothing else but the call for love. Whether it is a very deep old ancestral wound, whether this is something that has happened more recently, whatever is affecting you right now the most and can be released. And remember, your higher self during this hypnosis will not give you something that you can't deal with, will only give you the things that you are ready to release, and you will know how to release it, and you will be supported, okay? One more thing that I invite you to do after the hypnosis is to ask yourself, where am I or am I rejecting my mother and father within me? And this is a very important question that I'm not sure whether I shared when we've been working with mom. But definitely it was very vocal for me during my forgiveness process and today on the table because I could feel my mom and my dad inside of me. And I could still feel the rejection, meaning I will never be like you. I will never do the same things as you did. And we know what happens. We actually do exactly the same, even worse. Because the universe within us will want us to become the one that we can't forgive, that we can't release. We need to accept mom and dad as a part of our energetics. And when we forgive from also this energetic perspective, we are forgiven this part within us and we are forgiving them, and therefore the release can happen fully. So if there is still an aspect of you that is not agreeing, is not accepting the fact that you came from those two people and somehow you see yourself as a better one, as a bigger one, as a wiser one, as a more aware one, you're not gonna free yourself. You need to be equal, okay? This is very, very important. This is the unity. This is the oneness. Yes, the victim inside of you, which is we are not actually focusing on today, but it is very important to connect to this inner child, inner teenager, and allow her to speak, release that from the body, release through emotional outburst or whatever. But The end process that we are focusing on today is to connect what needs to be released, what needs the attention, and we know how to do it. Okay? We have the right perception. So it's really important. Do you have any questions before we start? Are we ready to meet the dad? Are we? I think we are. I think all the little girls are waiting to meet their dad and see him in a different light. Okay, little princesses. Okay, I will see you on the other side after the hypnosis. You can all switch off your cameras. You can find a very comfortable position on your beds. You can leave the lights on or you can dim your lights or lay something over your eyes if you feel it will be easier for you to connect with your higher self. And we will start in 2 minutes. You can just find a comfortable position, legs, arms uncrossed. You can place a blanket over yourself. And I know we all had a very busy start to the day or the whole day, depending on where we are. So the first thing that we can do before this beautiful exercise is to again take a deep, slow breath in and release. And one more time, and this time as you take a nice deep breath in, you can command with your heart, with your loving voice to your physical body that she can now relax. And exhale. And take a deep breath in again. And feel as she is relaxing. And in the same time, I want you to visualize like your own personal energy is returning back to your body. You have probably left quite a lot of your energy within different places and different people. So imagine like your personal energy is flowing back to you from different directions as a stream of beautiful white and gold energy that is entering now your body. And slowly, slowly, even though your mental space may feel busy and occupied with different thoughts, even assumptions about what am I going to experience today, I want you to shift your whole attention lower, lower down to your heart space. You can even imagine your mental space as a room where you simply switch off the light, close the door, And you are shifting down, down into your beautiful chamber of heart. As you can feel yourself within this heart, present within the heart space where you can only focus on your breathing, where you can only feel love. You can now set your intention for this session. And my sacred intention for us all is to be surrounded by the beautiful divine light and our guides, supported and led towards those memories, towards those information that will work for our greatest good in our process of healing. And know that always, at any time, you are always safe and always protected. And whatever you will be shown, you will see this from the perception of an observer. You don't need to feel the emotions again. You may if you want to, but you are always safe and you are only observing the scenes. So now take one more deep breath in and surrender to the guidance of your higher self. And one more time, I want you to find yourself and see yourself standing on the beach in front of beautiful ocean, being barefoot. You can feel the waves running over your feet, making your feet wet. You can feel the sand moving under your feet. You can feel the water tinkle in your feet. You can smell the salty water and the sand in the air. You feel relaxed and calm. You feel safe and protected. And as you stand there looking at this beautiful, endless water, a warm hand places itself on your arm. You can feel like someone is wrapping you from behind. And when you turn your head around, you can see the most beautiful, loving, strong posture of your father. But not like you remember him from this life. He's surrounded by beautiful white light. He looks strong and healthy. He's nicely dressed. His hair looks smart. He's smiling. You don't see any bother on his face. You don't see any anger. You don't see any struggle, any pain. He's just smiling. His eyes that look at you are filled with love. And he says, oh, I wish you could see me this way all the time. I wish you could see how I see you, my beloved daughter. So beautiful, so courageous, so wise and talented on your awakening path, on your healing path, doing so much for others, even if you don't know it. Let me assist you today. Let me walk you down this beach. And if you allow me, I will hold my arm around you so you can feel my love. And you walk with your pet. He says, let's make this journey special. Let's open up and make this journey transformative for you. So it can help you to release whatever you are ready to release. So your life is lighter, happier too. And he's walking you, guiding you towards 3 magical doors, just as last time. You can see 3 different doors in front of you magically appearing. And waiting for you to cross them. And behind each door, there is something for you that you need to acknowledge, something that will help you to release any pain, any burden, or simply to understand something, to grow. And you may choose any door you wish. All you need to remember is that you are completely safe. And as you choose the first door that you wish to open, your dad assures you that he will be waiting here for you, ready to support you. So I want you now to approach the first door that you would like to open. Open the handle and enter the first scene that is being given to you as a memory. And as you enter the first door, the first space, I want you to look around and examine and take as many information as you can. And I will leave you here for a few minutes. And when you are ready to return back to the door, with all the information that you gathered, the visions, the glimpses, you don't need to understand everything right in the same moment. All you have to do is memorize what you've been shown. We will go through this integration after this exercise. So you can now return to the beach. See if you feel like you want to say anything to your dad. And then direct yourself towards the second door and open the next door and enter into the second scene. And as you did before, allow yourself some time here to explore, to feel, gather the information. And when you're ready, you can exit that scene. Return to your dad. Take one deep breath. And enter the door number 3. And when you are ready to exit the door number 3, I want you to return to that beach to your dad. And as you approach your dad, his higher self, his pure spirit self, You can see that your mother is also joining you on that beach. And they both now wrap their arms around you in the most loving, soft, protective hug. You may not feel ready to fully acknowledge, say it out loud, that you are both, all exactly the same. You may not feel ready to fully forgive it. It's okay. But what I would like to invite you in is to feel in this present moment their pure love for you, their appreciation, how much they see you as their gift. And as they hold you squeeze like in a sandwich, you can feel that their love for you, this pure love that you could not see because of all those distortions and illusions, is healing all the wounds inside of you. Because love can heal anything. You can feel that you will always have the support in them. You will know now that they always look at you, believing in you, knowing that you can achieve absolutely anything, that you can be free. And feel in your body whether you feel this readiness to just dissolve, at least for this short moment, in this love. We hold you. We love you. We will always, always support you from the spirit realm. We are always with you. And you can see if you can go even deeper and see if you can feel like you are transforming year by year into your younger self. And year by year, the wounds are being healed, taken away. You become your teenager self. The wounds are disappearing, dissolving in love. And you go even deeper back into your childhood years. Getting smaller and smaller, yet still being held by your two parents until you are very, very little in their arms, like a newborn at the beginning of your story. Seeing their both eyes looking at you and saying to you out loud, "This is why we came here for, to create the miraculous you." We came here for you. And you can stay there for a moment. And when you are ready, you can return and slowly open your eyes. And come back on camera. Hi, Alanta. This time you are first. Did you fall asleep? Your mic is off.
I have my daughter next door and she's quite loud, but I was I was quite agitated. It wasn't I didn't want to go to the rooms the moment because my son came and interrupted, unfortunately, but I was able to follow. But the moment when you said that is there and he put the blanket or something, I had that amazing feeling. I don't want to leave him there to go anywhere because it wasn't nice in the rooms. I didn't have like a full picture. Still strongly, I feel I am not allowed those memories, I guess. But it came a few specific moments, and I don't know if the details are nice to share. To be honest, they're quite
Up to you.
scary though. I know it was him. Yeah, it was just a split second. Yeah, I was strangled. The face was very angry. The second one was somehow I strongly wanted to focus to get, and I was connecting to my higher self just to allow the pictures. But I think she's not letting though. But I got the picture from when I was young. I was always going to my grandma from my dad's side, and back days they basically, it was the tradition everywhere. They were killing a pig for for meat and everything. And I don't know if this is me kind of getting through the through the conscious mind and remembering, but I think that the main the main reason I got that picture is like how scared we as the children, as the cousins and all the children in the area, because it was very traditional, was happening, everybody was helping, not to hear it, but then not to see it, not to experience it, all that brutality towards the animal. But what the picture was actually for me is to see that aggression I had was representing how he took it and how he wanted to maybe impress the granddad, basically. So it's like that. And the third one, and that was just this short out of nowhere. So I was aware of the beach and the that was the nice thing, just to get back to scrolling back and as a point of feeling safe. And the third one, I had the me being, I don't know what age, but young, and he wanted to go, how I remember, to whatever friends or some other man's calling him for a drink, which was always very often. That's how we remember. It wasn't us time. It was like him, his mates, or uncles, whatever. It was a lot of drinking, basically. And I was calling him not to go, and he was like pulling, himself and go, and that inner scream. And I felt strongly like that was the moment I did see myself lying down here. I could feel it, but at the same time, I was there, as you said, as an observer, so sort of floating around. I remember that scream, and I remember that feeling when I really wanted him to be with me, with us, with my sisters, and as a family, and grandma, maybe whoever that was, but he chose to go there. And it's like you kind of trying to grab someone, and that person is just going, leave me alone. So that that one who was waiting in the front, I really wanted them to connect. And at the same time, I got the picture when I had not long ago experiencing with my ex-husband and my daughter. It was similar situation when she called her dad, my daughter, and I was sort of witnessing it. And it's not me being that girl calling my dad, it's me being my daughter calling her dad. And he was the same to her. And I felt exactly this, everything in me breaking. It's like the glass that fell in pieces. And the same strong hate for that alcohol who win. They chose rather than, you know, those girls who wanted.
Okay, do you want to hear honestly what I'm picking up?
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
honest. Yeah. Okay. I can feel very strongly how your ego mind is messed up this whole experience. But you know, we can still learn from it. What I'm feeling very strongly is this, and I said it before. You have an incredible power, and you know specifically what your power is because we spoke during our one-to-one session. Okay? Now, I said it before that when we have overgrown ego and the ego shadow is very active, it will be pulling every single damn string inside of you to make you feel confused. The healthy approach from a person who is emotionally mature and is able to observe emotions, not to get entangled with them, is this. There was an experience. It wasn't nice. But I'm in a space where I can accept what has happened in the past. I have the awareness to see what this experience is supposed to teach me, whether to never allow myself to be mistreated, to never allow myself to receive aggression or whatever. And that's what I'm taking from this experience. If I am still emotionally attached to it, or my ego is making me feel like I have this strong emotional attachment to it, during this kind of sessions, it will be creating visions that will be upsetting for you, confusing for you, where there will be, oh, I'm still angry with him, I'm scared of him, because ego knows exactly where to pull. You see this concept? The point of the experience is to observe, to learn what was the lesson, and to be strong enough, and you are strong enough, even more than enough, to say, I know what happened. That was the lesson in it. And I can go now through the process of accepting and releasing and forgiving. Of course, I will let my victim speak. You have to do that, but not to a point that you are so attached emotionally to whatever has happened that the past is holding you back. And you have to constantly be presented with similar situations between your child and the child's father, because you are manifesting this through your own attachment to these emotions that were created years and years ago. But you, Yolanta, with the power that I know you have inside of you, you are more than capable of saying no to know you know what. And stay centered. I came to witness. I came to learn. It wasn't nice, but I've chosen this experience. So let me get to the bottom of why have I chosen and created this experience. Because if we're going to stay in that constant going out from the trauma, returning back to the trauma, going back of the trauma, returning back to we will be constantly healing. And there is a point where the ego will start triggering your victim your lower mind archetype of the victim inside of you, because you know why? Because once you empower your victim, the heroine is being born. The aspect of heroine that we know is within you, and this aspect of you will help you to manifest your true mission and your full potential, because you know what you came here to do. You know full well, I'm not going to say it within a group, you know what you came here to help people with. And it's not a small mission, it's a huge thing. So this is your time when you are learning to say no and set boundaries towards your own ego. And that will require from you to finally start releasing and acknowledging, no, I already let go of that. Don't fuck with me. And I know it feels real. I know that, feel this sadness, I know, because
It's like a panic. You so unexpected, actually.
Of course,
Yeah.
because ego knows.
Yeah, and it's like you
exactly
focus so much on this, like, oh, what I'm gonna see, what I'm gonna hear, and then it's just like out of nowhere, is that it? Okay, let's just carry on, and then I just lost it. I forgot, and I allowed it to just
because you
take me
start
over.
swimming
This
in the
just
ocean of
so,
those emotions, those
yeah,
negative emotions, completely being unable to separate yourself from it and become the observer. So we lost the focus from, okay, what have I come here to witness and how
yeah.
I can do this, into again drowning into, an ocean of negative memories and emotions. And ego got you down,
Hmm. I think I got really secure with the idea, I am protected and I'm not getting into bed. But all of the sudden, when you don't know what's real and you have the person jumping on you and strangling your neck, it's just like, it
I
cannot
know.
be. You're still dabbing it. It's like, fuck, it's impossible, Is it
Gonna,
really?
I am going to record a separate message for you on Messenger with something that I would like you to do with your inner child.
But
That will
but
help you to finally, center and ground yourself in this healing process, instead of you attempting the healing process and being so
yeah.
thrown off with everything that you are in pieces, and the next thing you know, you go and have a row with your
I
husband or
don't
your kid, and
exactly. I don't even know if this is the pieces. Is it like something is coming and I don't think I'm fully ready, or I'm still not
you are
accepting,
absolutely ready.
accepting the fact
Absolutely
that I
ready.
can say, I can feel it as a, yes, like you said, I'm getting into it, right? Like, not questioning it, not if it's just, it was just, it was
My
just scary.
ego kept me in a spiritual loop, healing loop, by constantly pulling out the victim for a very long time. And what I was doing, because it sounded like very reasonable thing, was I was going and I was allowing the victim to speak, and I was allowing her to cry, and I was allowing her to say her things. And then I realized, I keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. What the fuck is going on? And then I realized that, the invisible little self knew that if it's going to get me stuck for at least another month in those releasing processes that I've been doing for 7, 8 years, that's going to delay the process of where I should be truly focusing on, which was my empowerment. And this way it kept me in a vibration of this constant victimhood and this release. And I'm not ready. Oh, I'm so not ready for my power. I'm so not there yet. There is a moment when you need to say the most important no in your life. And we often think it's going to be to someone or the employer or someone else. But the most important no you need to learn yourself to say is to your own limitation, is to your own ego mind. When you say, no, I'm not going to take the step forward, I'm going to take 100 steps forward and you just watch me. Trust me that overgrown ego, so-called by psychology the shadow ego self, if it has been cultivated and operated from for so many years, it literally becomes like a separate energetic being inside of you. And some psychologists will even call it a possession, and some will call exorcist, to release this energy from you. Ayahuasca will take you and will take you from the ego death, because she knows exactly what she's doing as a spirit, and will take you through this death because it's an illusion. And when you are going through this death, you realize it was a fucking illusion that was ruling my life.
Mm.
Because in your heart, first of all, you know full well how powerful you are. You know full well how to do those processes. You know full well how to forgive, and you are ready to forgive, and you are even more ready for self, for finally fulfilling your purpose. Yet when you are going here and all those emotions, and oh my God, and then I'm manifesting my ex-husband, my husband, my children, doing this. Why? Because the ego shadow self is ruling your reality, and
So you, yes,
hate
so you
that shit.
similarity, and then you're gonna be locked there, isn't it? I have a feeling now, especially when, you know, I think I'm doing quite well, and it had totally different, the first feeling, you know, when that was there, and it was just like different, and I tried to sort of even see the kind, the loving face, and it just messed up and showing me, you know, you're not there yet, right? Yeah, makes sense.
Listen,
It's
the
just,
healing process will never end. But if you're gonna
yeah,
get yourself stuck on a sofa, constantly victimized,
yeah,
constantly saying yes to all the emotions, and the whole day is fucked up because it is now, oh, now everything is darkness. Everything is, you know, messed up. Everything is so far in a, you know, in a deep shit, and I'm not ready. And oh my God, let my children do this and this, and everything gets even worse because everything is manifesting itself through your own energy that you allowed
yeah.
yourself to be locked in the cage.
No, you know, I don't have that feeling of the victim. This is the absolutely amazing experience of showing me and telling me, be careful, be aware of what's happening, how it's manipulating.
Yes,
This
and
the
this
thing.
is very
I don't
active.
feel, yeah, I don't feel like I went into that feeling. I was just overwhelmed of how tragic it could be, or how significant, how cruel. And that's why I know I'm well protected, and I don't want to know. So maybe when I was asking before, it just got me that sort of feeling, be prepared
Okay.
that is going to target you in between, isn't it? Like shuffle you from soul side.
I will give you one proposition just now. When you receive the recording, I want you to find a space where no one will
Yeah,
interrupt you,
exactly.
and I
That
want
was
you
my
to,
first thought when I had it, because this always happened. We talked before. I know they come, or whatever, you know, someone's knocking. If when I would go deeply, and then I will maybe go the wrong way. So that's my maybe protection in some way. Maybe I would, you know, it was,
nevertheless, I
yeah,
want you to do this. Take the recording and find the space. But before you go into any hypnosis, I want you to connect with your inner heroine. I want you to fully connect with your power, and I want you to command the energy, the matrix, the energetic etheric world that you are now allowing only the scenes, the information that will come directly from the source for the purpose of your healing. And you are commanding your emotional body as well to stay calm in a form of an observer. Do not entangle emotionally. And you will see how different the session will go for you when you will start it from a place of your own authority. That there's no fucking around with you. You're only doing that to see whether you have something that needs to be released, transmuted, something that you can learn from, because the information that you should receive was this. Okay, dad said I am unworthy, I can be pushed around, I can be this and this and that. Okay, so what's the opposite polarity? What was that showing me? Okay, that I am worthy of everything, that no one has the right to lay their hands on me, and I have the right to say no, etc., whatever you will find. I take that and I take aligned action. So next time when the life presents me with similar situation, I know what to do thanks to my dad. Not because of my dad, I am this and that, but
yeah,
thanks to my dad, I
yeah.
know this. And this is it. You
Mm.
start taking different action, different response, And that's how you show that you've learned.
Mm.
And that's
But
it.
it's exactly the like finale of this. I knew, and I was there with my heart, with him in the front of the doors when I felt already caring, kind, loving, and hugely supported. You know that the mom, even when how she looked, it was like she was young and he was young and all that. So I could feel that. I could feel that. So this is clearly the thing that wants to hold me and keep me there. But I am aware now. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry, everyone. Oh my gosh, it was
Thank you. Marina, how was it for you? Did you get anything?
Well, mostly I was falling asleep and trying to wake up, so I'll have to do it again. I just did the last bit with the two of them on the beach and all of that, but I was really tired, so
Yeah, I could see you drifting off even before the
yeah,
before we
because
started.
I was also on a long walk today outside in the nature, so I think
Okay.
I'll do it when I have more energy, and then I'll let
Okay.
you know.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Magdalena, did you fall asleep? You have the mic on, Magdalena?
Oh, so sorry. Yes, I felt asleep. I was in some kind of state, like a loving state. I was surprised and like it didn't came any bad memories. Just in the last one, maybe something like, but I was in the state that I knew that this time I understand why things happened, and just instead of being angry, I just have some kind of love. But it it wasn't like a picture. It was like more like a feeling.
Okay, that's
I
good.
don't know
That's
that it
so
was
good.
like because of suggestion before, so I was in this kind of state.
Okay, well, you can always, redo it, but I would suggest to start doing it because, again, the ego aspect will also find everything else for you to do, just not the session. Hmm.
Yeah, I know that it's quite emotional for me. And I easily getting disconnected from these feelings, but when something happened in my different relationships, it just really triggered me. So what's happened mm, before in my relationship with my dad.
Hmm.
So, but it's not easy for me to connect with those feelings when I'm like talking about it, just
Well, we all have our own way of connecting with our feelings, either through writing, through music, through exercises, through meditating, through whatever. So you need to just find a way for you to connect with yourself. Because right now I have a feeling that you are constantly running away from yourself to not touch the painful feelings. But it doesn't mean that you have to relive them all over again. But to connect with yourself, you will have to experience the whole self. The shadow work is is extremely important in order for us to start creating a better life. Because if we're not going to transmute this shadow, if we're not going to release the shadow, it will be constantly creating the reality for us too, because it's a part of our frequency, part of our vibration. So it's important to finally make that choice as well and say, okay, let me see what can be done. And I don't really need to even know everything. but I know that I will be guided to people that can help me, that can support me, but I'm committing to connect with myself, with the light self and with the shadow self, to see what is there inside of me that is still not allowing me to create the life that I want. And if I don't work with my shadow, it is only natural that I will attract people and relationships that will be the mirror of my shadow.
Yeah, just my last relationship, it was like that. That is, it connected me to those feelings really do. And I didn't work with anybody, but just try to work with myself on an inner child. But I don't know that I've done something, but it only through this how my partner just he was hurting me. So
when we have unresolved and unhealed relationship with mom and dad and untouched shadow, we will always be hurting ourselves on certain level. Okay, Marina, thank you so much. Because somewhere deep inside, we will be treating ourselves exactly the same as our abuser did. And you can even do that on a subconscious level. So until it's not touched and not healed, not released, and you keep doing that to yourself by not setting boundaries, by not saying no, but by not raising the standards, by not choosing what's best for you, by not standing next to yourself, always choosing yourself first, you will always then attract someone who you will simply where you will simply experience yourself through another self. And you will have to say, okay, you will first go, oh, he is this and that, he did this and that. But in fact, it was you doing that to yourself all the time. Because somewhere when you were little, you've learned that this is what you deserve, that this is what the world is, this is what the relationship is. So it's important.
Precisely because in the beginning of a relationship, I could do put some boundaries, but when this person yes, accepting my boundaries and would like to be closer to me, and then after a while I some kind of attach to him, and just some feelings appeared. I wasn't able to put some boundaries at all. I really struggle.
Because there probably was some kind of fear.
In some kind of, when he knew that yeah, I'm in love with him, so he could do.
Yeah, we usually letting go of our own boundaries out of fear of losing someone. Meaning, if I'm gonna give more of myself, then I'm gonna keep him, and we are losing ourselves. Well, make a choice. Everything starts with a choice. Decide that from now on you will put yourself first in the best way you know, without any judgment, and ask the universe to support you with anything or anyone that can help you to return back to yourself, to the beautiful love for self, where you fully appreciate who you are, what you do, how you look, what you want to achieve, and put all of that first, not anyone else, because without this, no one else will do this for you. Okay? You know where to find me if you need to talk. Oh, okay, Barbara, how was it for you? Miss B, Queen B.
Thank you. It was super emotional actually, because my dad was largely absent. But well, two interesting scenes that I want to mention was one was when we went to a restaurant. I was maybe 5 or 6, and it was a special occasion because my mom and I never had money to go out or anything. So I realized that my dad was kind of like a Santa Claus in my life, with like coming with gifts or taking me somewhere nice. It was like a wow, like a super special occasion. And then another scene was like he just brought me home from hospital, I think, or to my grandma's place. But I like all through the pictures, the images I received, it was like there's something that's like bothering me here, and it's the way he kind of lectured me. You know, I perceived it as lecturing. It was like trying to teach me how to live and how to do things, how not to do things. And I think I got this thing that, you know, you can't lecture me if you're not part of my life. And I developed this resistance. And I'm the same. I love lecturing people. So what you said
Well,
before.
exactly. That's exactly how
Yeah.
it works. Yeah. Well, do you feel like you will know how to integrate that? You feel like you will know how to observe that, take it, and take whatever aligned action will be coming to you to make a change? And most of all, do you feel like the dad that you met on a beach is the dad that you choose as your perception of dad and a masculine?
I don't have a problem with his like seeing him as the masculine and things like that. It's just I have a problem receiving from him apparently. First of all, his advice, his love, maybe in a way I have this barrier, so I need to work on that. Like I don't, it's not like I don't see him.
Why do I feel that one of the reasons why you feel like you struggle with receiving is an underlying energy that may as well belong to your mom or, you know, other women in your line of proving yourself that you can be independent, that you don't need the masculine. There's what I
Probably
feel,
yes.
I can feel even in my feet right now, like this urge of standing the ground and like I will show you that I can be sustainable, that I don't need to be the one that takes from you, that I can achieve it myself. If it resonates with you,
Mm-hmm.
you can do later. It's the first acknowledge that within yourself and accept that you feel this way. And whoever this energy belongs to, or whenever it started within the line, they had probably they lived through a situation that had the right to create this kind of emotion and response. Okay, and then switch the scenario and allow yourself to feel, you know, the moment of accepting and acknowledging and honoring those choices within the line and saying with your own free will choice, but I choose to feel great when I receive. And I am allowing myself to receive and see what will be your bodily response. If there is like a, you know, and I feel really kind of uncomfortable with that, maybe a little bit or something, try again. And it is possible that, you know, it's only on a cellular level that you have this memory engraved. And all you need to do is to relax your body into receiving. Because it is only natural as well that when we are living, you know, and going through the day, and there is a moment where I can receive, and the body response goes like that, and we are missing the opportunity, not even knowing that there was an opportunity. And we are sending the signal out through the body, but the energy of the physical body. All you need to do is basically switch the chemistry, you know, and the response that is being sent out only by your body because you truly want to receive. Because I know I can see that you want to receive, and just allow your body to get used to that receiving and speak to her and just say, you know what? Yeah, it was like that and it's part of our story. But how about, you know, we can now live life where we can more relax and have more time for ourselves because it will be nice. It is nice. Don't say it will be, just say everything in a present moment. It is nice to receive, because I can then relax more and I can slow down and I can focus more on you and I can focus more on my mental space and I can focus more on my emotions. And look how nice it is. And then the next day again, and your body, as a feminine body, she needs to open to receive. It's like before sex. You know,
Mhm.
if if guy wants to give too fast, she will be like, ah, you know. But if she's relaxed, if she's open to receive, there's this moment of body, of feminine body. I'm not sure if you guys seen it any before, but I've seen it actually, on a video, how the feminine body, when she's relaxed enough, how she moves and responds in this opening movement. And this is exactly the same. We need to make sure that she feels that it is okay to receive, that she can
Mm.
relax when she's receiving, not to be stressed because something will be done wrong, painful, things like that, expectations, maybe whatever, all those stories here, know that it is so good to receive. And you will see immediately more interest around you from the masculines. You will see in any form,
Mm.
like even a guy in the shop will say something to you that he never said anything before, or you will receive a text message from a male friend. You will see, because masculine energy immediately responds to a quantum field, feminine field that is open to receive because they love to give. And the same
I'm
happens.
gonna work on that. Yeah, that is so true right now.
Yeah,
Yes.
because even when feminine, divine feminine, goes into a stage of full surrender, she will only goes into full surrender when her root chakra is being healed and she's finding that moment, okay, fuck everything, I'm letting go of control. Guess what happens in my life? Whenever I'm going to full surrender, I am just being bombarded by messages from masculines. Like out of nowhere, they immediately pick up on that. It can be, silly message, more intimate message or whatever, but they feel, so why? Because when the root chakra is finally balancing and she feels safe in this surrender and trust in this masculine, your Shakti, your divine feminine, she blows up into your crown, and this is when she's awakening the masculine. And you will see that
Mm.
in your physical reality. Immediate
Also
response.
money, right? Like
Yeah,
money is masculine energy,
yes,
so it will just, yeah.
because when you stop controlling where is the money coming from and you are relaxing in your feminine, the money feels it too, that she's no longer scared that I'm not going to arrive, so I'm simply going to arrive. And the masculine, is finally being given the opportunity to find the house and deliver to her when she's focusing on her heart and her service.
Mm.
It's in my hologram, the response is literally immediate and it's always visible, like right away. But
I'll
then I'm
test it and I'll let you know.
often I'm going, back to my old self, right? Into my headspace. She's back into her masculine. Oh my God. But I like to be, in a receiving mode and just relax into receiving, even those silly messages, as long as it is not a dick pic or something. Uh, it works. It just works immediately. And the stronger your feminine, the more potency in your heart space, the bigger the response. Like I was laughing because literally when I was maybe not laughing because it was really, to me, it was like ding ding ding. I was sitting on my sofa working with Christ consciousness and going into this surrender and focusing on my heart. And you know what? A friend of mine, a woman, she phoned me, right? She phoned me and I just shared from my heart, how I feel, how how my heart space is opening up and how changing the Christ consciousness is. And we had maybe 30 minutes conversation when I simply shared, the breakthroughs in being in the feminine. And then we finished talking, and the next thing I know, I get a notification on my mobile where I have the app for my fundraising for my nonprofit foundation. And the same woman, she just put £1,000 into my nonprofit because she said, I believe in your passion. So her masculine energy you know, expressed itself by, you know, just dropping this grant like that, without me even saying anything about the nonprofit. Sorry, that was sometimes the noises. Thank you, Mask. But yeah, the response of the field is immediate. The more you allow this feminine here and say, just masculine, just, I trust you. I don't need to be, you are part of me. It will make miracles. But the pivotal, you know, masculine needs to be healed to a point where you see him as this king. And you know that this distorted lens that was put over your consciousness is just an illusion that was created for the purpose of the experience. But the only truth and the only true version of your dad is the one that you met on the beach. There is no other version. It's just illusions. And as long as you keep that clear to your ego, okay, fuck, you know, that was the illusion needed the role for my experience, but my true dad, this is my true dad. This is my true mom. And from now on, they are not my enemies, they are my allies. So whenever I feel weak, whenever I doubt myself, whenever I feel unworthy, I call upon the higher selves of the great queen and the great king, and I'm getting all the support they can give me, hugs, nurturing, whatever, and I'm going into the world and I do my fucking damn thing, which is my mission. The rest can fuck. Okay? That's it. Illusion, truth.
Wow, I hope we all needed to hear this. It was amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome. Claire, I just wanted to say one thing because I've been working a lot with Claire, and I love Claire because she had such a massive activation during the womb healing. And Claire performed her first womb work on me 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, and she is phenomenal. She is already a phenomenal womb healer. She will be probably going through more activations, but the session was just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, I think that really was the moment for me to see, okay, yeah, like this is it. I'm real. I'm ready. I'm going, like just moving forward. It was like night and day for me too. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, and then I wasn't sure this session what was going to come in, but yeah, it was a good session. And my dad passed away in 2011, so I've always been thinking of his passing as like the moment of my spiritual awakening, really. You know, it's kind of been that was like the moment I started like searching for answers and stuff. He had an illness, so it was like trying to heal, you know, and just how to heal and all that stuff. And so but I never have quite seen it from this perspective as I did today. What happened, what the scenes were that he was showing me was the very first scene was when I was in, you know, like 5 or 6 years old, and we were in a store and I got lost from him for like, you know, probably 10 minutes. Like it really wasn't a long time, but like to me, it was showing me that feeling I felt when he wasn't there anymore. And I thought he like left or like, you know, I couldn't find him. And it was just that panic and that dread. And honestly, it's the exact same feelings I've been feeling like this whole past month. The other experience I'm having right now is my cat is in the middle of transitioning and I'm having a really hard time letting her go, because like knowing that there's all these healing modalities, and I've worked with Dominica a lot to heal my cat. I've been very hard resisting her leaving, and so now that I'm really stepping into that power and getting those gifts, I'm feeling like, okay, like I'm good, but it also means I have got to release her. And so today when he showed me that, it was like, that was the first scene that I remember. It was almost like the feeling I felt was like, how am I going to do this if I'm on my own? Like, how would I get home? What am I supposed to do? Like, if my dad's gone, like, you know, and as a 6-year-old, you have no clue that like your dad's literally like around the corner in the store, but like, that's how I felt. And then the final scene that he showed me was him actually when he did die. But what he was showing me was that like him dying, it's actually, it's almost like it's like now I have parents on each side. Like one, he's on this side in the divine world, and now I'm coming to him in the divine world. It's, you know, it's not like, it's like he's never really left me. And that's, I think, hearing everybody else's story today is like my cat is like, when she goes to the divine, it's not really her leaving me either. And so it just gave me a lot of comfort, and like that he's still with me. I can now access him through, you know, my own gifts and my own healing. So that's really what came up. So
Amazing.
thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Your mom's
Oh yeah.
cat.
Yeah, mine is too, I think. Yeah. Or she is, well, she's my earth guide, but yeah, she will be my spirit guide too.
Mary has a
So
very spectacular cat goddess. She's a goddess, and I've been working a lot with Bonnie, with her higher self, and she was teaching me, and she was teaching Claire on how to step into her goddessness. So she's got an amazing cat, which I'm sure every single cat and dog is amazing. Every
yeah.
single animal. So yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like there's some big changes coming, and just, you know, staying calm in that observer. And that's the highest, like, medicine for myself and for my cat, and just then connecting with them right on the other side, just like my dad, I can already connect with him, you know?
Yeah.
So it was just, yeah, it's like, it's that fear of that illusion, and like, that is the biggest thing. So, but I feel like it's coming now. So just, I don't know, but yeah.
It's coming. It is coming.
Yeah.
Hold on, please. Oh, okay, ladies, I just wanted to say this. I am so grateful for all of you that you came to those sessions. My intentions whenever I organize something that is free is basically the energy philanthropy. It always comes back, and nothing makes me more happy when I can work with people. Now, you may be aware or not. I feel like I can share it with you openly. From the end of last year, beginning of this year, I've been receiving a very clear communication and guidance to start working slightly differently, and also opening more to receive the prophetic word and the guidance from the Christ consciousness, which I was scared to do. Um, because ego was telling me all sorts of things. However, I decided to take some step, because I also feel like, okay, how do I do that? I don't know how do I do that, but at least what I can do is to show up, right? So from the next Sunday at, I believe, 6 p.m. UK, there will be an ongoing weekly meetings that are also free of charge unless you want to donate something. This is the only service that I'm opening in a form of energy philanthropy to everyone, to men and women, and this is weekly meetings where there will be not hypnosis, but there will be teachings, prayers, and channelings, and the prophetic words that I am receiving practically on a daily basis. It's called For the Love of My Children, because that was the constant message from Sophia Christ Consciousness. For the love of my children, for the love of my children. So I'm opening myself as a channel for the wisdom and the guidance that will be coming, and also the healing that will be channeled during those meetings. Before those meetings, you can come without any question, but the questions may be answered for you by others. You may come with an intention. You may come and you can ask the question. You can ask for the healing too. So I will be opening my palms for the energy healing, and if you will be open to receive, you are more than welcome to attend those meetings. They will be happening on Zooms too. And feel free to invite your friends. It is, as I said, totally free of charge, from my heart, and to start doing what I came here to do. And if you obviously seek any one-to-one guidance, you know where to find me. Okay? I'm sending you loads of love, and have a blissful, blessed night.
Thank you. Bye,
You-
everyone.
Bye.